Yeah, I have a very special guest today. Could you do me a favor and introduce yourself, G?
Yeah, it's your boy Rudy Rey Morales. I'm from Waco, Texas.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Around
sir.
the around the way TV.
Appreciate you jumping on today, G. So you're gonna tell us
Appreciate
about
you.
you had your own experience, kind of like a California Youth Authority experience, but in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first,
All right,
I'd like to start from the beginning. How was your life growing up?
man. Well, I see right now, I'm born in '95, so I'm young, 26 years old. Growing up, I grew up on the north side of Waco, Texas, and as a grown up, I spent a lot of time raised by my grandma. Because my dad, he was hardly around, or he was really out drinking all the time, and my mom was in and out of prison throughout the years. So I spent a lot of time with my grandma or in the streets, just running around up until I think my mom and dad split in and out of prison, but she split, I think, like called it quits for sure, like age 11. So
Damn.
age 11, I was really already I was back with my mom. I think she went to prison one more time, but then I was with my grandma from then, but it was like I was hardly there, or just with my homeboys or my cousins. So growing up around that time, I remember I guess I was real distant or alone or okay, so being incarcerated as a teenager really didn't affect me as far as being away from family because I wasn't around family anyways. I was always out with my cousin or my homeboys. So
Yeah,
that didn't really phase me. Just I'll get out eventually, or
yeah.
I didn't even really be around my family at the time I was out. Me, whether it be me or them, I didn't really use that time to spend time with them because I was just out doing my own thing anyway. So just that habit that just so used to being like that, or self isolated, or just out in the streets. Because I remember my brother had an accident. Man, I had been like going on 12, yeah, 13. He had got electrocuted from
Shit.
there in East Waco. People like to go after hours, like at 1 in the morning, and post up,
Yeah.
just and show off their cars and stuff. So they were shooting in the air and they hit a power line. Man, that power line fell on the car. So when they tried to hop out, the damn power line snapped it, got his face and caught him on fire. So yeah, it was real ugly. He's still alive though, but it took one of his eyes and like half of his nose, and
Damn.
so they had to go to like Dallas, Texas. I remember my mom, they actually had to move down there for like almost a year just for the hospital and stuff. So then again, I was by myself alone. I stayed with my grandma again. So I was like, just really just out here, just careless, didn't really go to school. And I was already on probation. I think I got locked out on probation. When I first went to juvenile hall, I was like 11. I got caught weed at school in sixth grade. So ever since then, man, ever since I first went to juvenile, I kind of was raised by them too, because I was constantly in and out, like violated and stuff, and in the
So
streets. Like,
So
go ahead.
you brought up a few that the age of 11 sounds very like important to your story because it's kind of crazy. There's a
Yeah.
few things that happened at that time. But one thing that you said is your mom kind of quit for good. Like, did she make an announcement? Like she proclaimed, like that's it, we're done, or did she just kind of like leave and you never really saw her again?
No, when I say that with my father, as in they were no more together.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're off and on, but then they just,
At that
they
point,
just
they're there.
split up. Yeah.
Okay. It's
So,
either
but my
there's.
go ahead.
I know you have a unique situation. Did their split up have any kind of impact on you, or were you like you went to your
Um,
business because they
yeah.
weren't part of your life anyway.
It did. Well, I didn't realize it until I got older.
Yeah.
As of being young, I didn't really care, or I guess shut down the feelings. But I guess I was so used to it at that time. I kind of was like I was kind of like it is what it is, just due to the fact that I guess I had like a little bit more freedom or to do stuff on my own instead of having that strict two parent home or telling me what to do, or I
Yeah.
guess more authority over me. Cause my dad was dealing with his own stuff with like, he was alcoholic or just on probation, DWIs and stuff like that. He had his own life going on and he would try, but I was already not too far gone, but I just wanted to do my own thing. Like it didn't matter to me to spend time with him. And then my mom had her own stuff going on, so but she did what she could. But like that's what I meant quit. Like they split up, so that gave me like I guess more freedom to roam around and
Yeah, free reign at that point.
Yeah, for real at that point. So I was like, all right, cool, because I talked to my dad about it not too long ago. It was like I used to try to get you to come stay with me, or maybe you feel like you didn't want to do what I told you, or you had to stay home.
Yeah.
Couldn't be out there like I was, which made sense. But I guess that's what I was kind of like wanting. Like I guess be on my own. Nobody tell me what to do.
Yeah. Damn. So at 11 years old, you get sent to a juvenile hall. Now, if
Yeah.
you could, how's the juvenile hall structure over there? Is it kind of like, because I'll tell you about LA County. You can tell me if it's similar or not. LA County, basically, juvenile halls, just kind of like county jails for juveniles. They hold you until you go to trial, till you're convicted or until you're released.
Yeah.
Is that how it is there, or is it different?
Yeah. Well, they actually got court every Monday over there in juvenile. So
Oh shit! So it's not every day.
it's every Monday. So whatever day you fall in, say if you fell in on Friday or Saturday, you'll go see the judge Monday.
Oh damn.
Or it depends how busy they are, how many kids they got in court dates. They might not be able to get everybody in. So for the most part, they got court every Monday, but that might just be a hearing like, okay, you're back in on this charge, or are you back for violation? So they'll let you sit it out to the next Monday, whole another week, and then they figure out what they're gonna do with you. So that was my first time 11. I got caught with marijuana at school. So I think it was like during the week, sometime during the week, I know they kept me for a week. And when I went to court Monday, they're like, well, we're going to let you out tomorrow. You're going to be on probation. So that was like 6 months probation. So I think I completed. Yeah, did I complete it? No. Yeah, I think I did complete that within a year.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 6 months, but I think I was getting in trouble at school, so they kept me longer. So I actually did complete that, but by age 13, I had caught another charge. We had got pulled over, and I had some marijuana, maybe like 2 ounces of marijuana, and I had a little bit of cocaine on me, and they found it, and then that's when they took me in, and that's a felony. But they didn't charge me as an adult for it, but I still had that felony. So that was on a felony probation. So that's what's called drug court, which is strict, man. We had to report twice a week.
Yeah.
We're going in front of the judge on Tuesdays, and they run a report on how we're doing in school, or we're coming up clean. And then we had to go do a second drug test and do drug class on a Thursday. So twice a week. So that was a lot of stress on my grandma. Remember I said my family moved to Dallas?
Yeah.
So my grandma had to just take me twice a week way across town where the juvenile hall is. That's where we had to go report. And after a while, man, like I never completed that because I was on it till I was 18. I couldn't get off till I was 18. Now so I actually maxed that out because I had got locked up 3 different times to 3 different places within that time. So by the time I got out, I was right after 17. So I think I only had to be on when I actually did got out the third time, I only had like maybe 4 months, and then I didn't officially complete it. I was just already for turn 18. So
Yeah.
they let me go. So I never so really I've been on probation since 13 to 18 at that time.
And what was the state program for juveniles called again in Texas?
Well, okay. So before we get into that, what it's called now, it's called TJJD, which is Texas Juvenile Justice Department.
Mm-hmm.
They had changed that name. Well, because they're gonna shut up. They did shut some down. I think, man, they should lock them down like maybe five of them because there's only like 4 left. But in 2011, they just switched the name up. They just changed the name. Really, that's all they changed. It was called Texas Youth Commission, TYC. So I went, okay, so after I caught that charge, I got sentenced to 6 months right before I was turning 14 for violating. I don't know what I did. I think I got in trouble at school because I was at a place called alternative school.
Yeah.
Where you kicked out of regular school, and then when you get in trouble at alternative school, you get sent to school called Challenge Academy, which is where you got like wear overalls and shit.
Oh shit.
And if you ain't already on probation, you get put on probation by just going to that school. Yeah, that was like the last option for school before they started locking people up. And I got sent to Tyler, Texas, which is East Texas, to a substance abuse program. Remember, I told you I had those 2 charges.
Yeah.
So whether or not I'm using or not, they're like, why is this kid got cocaine and weed on him like this, a large amount? So I was in that program for 6 months. Basically, you do like process groups and learn like 12 steps and stuff like that. And I got out of there, and I was back in the streets, and I wasn't roaming with no gangs or nothing, because down here in Waco, there's gangs in here, but it ain't big like as far as politics like that in California and stuff like that. There ain't too many gangs like that, gang city. But I ended up going to a boot camp called the Corps program.
Yeah.
And I did 7 months in there, and there is mainly just PT. And we had to wake up like 5 in the morning and then work out, and then we come back, shower, and then there you locked in cells. You're in cells. You're in cells, but since we're out all day out of the cell, we're hardly in our cell, only to sleep or get locked down for a little bit. And man, they worked the hell out of us, man. We used to run miles. We used to run with rough sacks. I remember one time they took the lieutenant came back because he heard that we were causing trouble. Well, actually, I think 2 kids had gotten into a fight, but he was actually out for that week. So when he came back, he pulled us out of class one day, and during the social studies class, and the teacher was actually mad. He took us outside, man. It was raining. We're doing like bear crawls. We're just working outside in the mud. Then he took us back inside the gym where it's AC blowing. We're all soaking wet. He got us doing just suicides. Yeah, it used to be a little rough till people start throwing up and shit.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, and it was kind of like in there too. It was like a lot of other places, behind the scenes where
What would
the
happen? What would happen
staff let you get in trouble.
if you refuse? If you're like, fuck that, I ain't doing this shit.
Oh man, you get day drop. So they throw you in an orange shirt. So shit, however long you got the orange shirt on. So basically you had it on for a week. That week doesn't count. If you send us to 6 to 9 months, say I'm in that, or I fuck up again, or I'm in that orange shirt for 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks don't even count on my 9 months I got. So you basically did a whole month.
What's the longest you could do with that orange shirt?
Oh, shit, ain't that long. When I was in there, I actually made my way to platoon guy, which was I ran the squad.
Yeah.
Like I'll stretch them out and work them out. And anybody had to go say something to the guards, or they had to go through me first, that stand POA and shit. But I think I seen somebody on there for like 30 days. So that whole month, he didn't even count on his like 6-month sentence. So they basically had to do an extra month.
Damn.
And then we had like Bravo 18, which is where we kept all the boots and pants and shit. And that's a blind spot.
Yeah.
That's a blind spot right there. Did it black out?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So that's the blind spot. So that's where all they would let us get down at. And then they actually had to step in, and they did some investigating on that because they had physical bruises on them. So they thought the sergeants were being on kids.
Yeah.
Some of them did get physical, but not like abuse way, but like they're kind of kick you while you down, which was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like because back in the 90s, and this is like when I went in 2010, it was rough. But back in the 90s, when there wasn't much cameras and stuff, early 2000s, they say it was like they had it way worse in there in boot camp. But it no longer exists now because they had too many complaints about the boot camp. But I guess the parents thinking it's too rough for them. But they had a lot of complaints and I guess stuff being brought up where they're like, oh hell no, we gotta cut this out, the boot camp.
Yeah, fuck that.
But okay, so that and I would say that because remember I said I didn't really go to school. So the last grade I ever been to was like 7th grade. And that was due to the fact because I failed the first time. So when I went back second time, I hardly went to school because I was skip or I was at Challenge Academy. I hardly went to school, and then I was always locked up. So that placement, and then I went to boot camp was within that range. So when I went to boot camp, right before I turned 16, they're like, you need to get your GED in here because you don't go to school anyways. So I had got it, and I got out. I ain't had no school to go to. I was already done with school, basically.
Yeah.
And then I had a 4-month run. I got out. I was only out for like 4 months out of boot camp. And I called another charge. I called a gun charge. And then that's when they locked me back up. And they were going to send me to the Texas Youth Commission, which is in Mark 1. That's orientation where you do 30 days. So And then down here in Texas, I don't know if down there they're considered like halfway houses, but they're contract facilities with the state. Because I don't know if you ever seen Gainesville State School. It looks
No,
like a little campus. Well, some of them look like campuses.
yeah,
Back then, there were all a lot of dorms, but there's only, I think all of them got switched to cells now. But this place I went to, I'm gonna do a video on it too. Cause man, you ever heard of Peso Peso?
no, I never heard of it.
Oh, Peso Peso, the rapper.
No,
Okay, so well, he's a rapper, big rapper down here in Texas. Well, I was actually locked up with him at this place. Third time I got locked up and did that whole year. So that place right there is a trade center, which basically like a halfway house, but we're in dorms. We got 5 dorms on the campus. And see, that was the last place I went to from so you either say you're already in TYC, the Texas Youth Prison,
yeah,
and then you get sent there to finish out however long time you got, or if you're already in that place and you're constantly fighting, then you get sent back to Texas Youth Commission. So it's like going both ways.
yeah.
So either one, but even at that place, man, they had some stuff going on, some scandals, and then over there, it was just a lot of fighting over there. It wasn't really no stabbing, nobody raping. There were people getting like their personal items took and food stuff, but nothing like how it is in the actual state schools that's going on today.
Now, how'd you end up in the other state schools? Because I know you said you could be there for a while. If you do well, they'll let you out from there. But if not, they'll send you to the state school. How did you end up in the state school?
They send you back to there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if you're just messing up. Yeah, and if either one is the one I'm talking about where I was at 11 months. So it's basically like hit or miss. You could, because they're kind of like letting you do what you want.
Yeah.
Over there, you get in fights and stuff. They might just throw it on the rug and not write it up. Or some people ain't as lucky. You might get in the third fight and they're like, all right, we're gonna send you straight back. And then say you're sentenced to 3 years, then you gotta go finish that whole 3 years back in the state school, which is get in state school, Mart 1, Mart 2, and Gainesville. Is Gainesville State School is what we got left.
And so for you, did you just do the 11 months and you got out, or did you end up?
Yeah, I did the 11 months at the contract facility. I didn't have to go back. Yeah, so over there it was I was hoping because another thing is down here. Okay, so I know in California, in general, they got a lot of like shoot threat sexual Daniels. So like I guess in CYA they had those in there too. Because down here in Texas it's different. Like how you say in Texas is different. So because like even the place I was at, they're pretty deep. The Sudanos, they always got into it with the blacks and the Bloods over there.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say that is because everybody even when I interviewed that been to other state schools in the 90s, they're talking about when all Latino Mexicans go in there, they're like hardcore, they're deep in their Sudanos. But when they actually went to prison with them years later, they had the choice. They didn't continue to be Sudanos. I guess down here in Texas, that's like a big state school thing. Because they got the choice, I guess, to be like Dongle Blast or something else in prison.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's different.
Well, over here, it's like they're Southsiders. You're considered a Southsider if you're from a gang, right? If you're from a gang, your gang's automatically for the most part gonna be Southsiders. So
yeah,
like, I'm from Monteflores and we're Southsiders. So if there's like guys from Bassett, Puente, they're all Southsiders. So yeah, automatically. It's not even like you choose. It's just when you join the neighborhood that you're part of that, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like Sureño, Sutrese, like that's a little above what I experienced. I'm just a Southsider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't understand that because like when I was there, they're really on their shit. Like they're all organized and they're pretty deep in there. Because even in there, when the place I was at for 11 months, they had 2 riots while I was there. The first one, it was we were thinking it was like because everybody spread around the dorm that day. Because I used to go after like I was there 6 months, I had the privilege to go pick up trash in Huntsville around with this crazy. I used to pick up trash on the side of the road and the actual prisoners, people were in prison. they'll be on the other side of the road picking up trash too. So when I got back to the dorm that day, everybody was just saying word of mouth, like, hey, they said lace up, like keep boots on, they might pop it off today at rec with all the blacks and Mexicans. But on that day, it was just specifically the Sudanos against the Bloods, which was a lot of blacks in there. So and I was cool with a couple of them. I was like, they're like, nah, bro, ain't got nothing to do with nobody. But like, if you want to hop in, that's cool. You gotta respect. But it's between them. It wasn't a real live race riot. But other than that, I was cool with everybody. But in my dorm, man, I was in dorm 5 the whole time I was in there. There wasn't really no white kids to actually go in there. If they did, they got ran out. They got sent to like dorm 1.
What would have so what were like was there gang? I know you said there's gangs aren't a big thing out there, but was that happening like gang banging or like what were some of the issues that happened over there? Like what would cause an issue? Let's say you, because you're not a South Sider. Like what kind of things would get you caught up?
Just the normal, just people just thinking they're running shit, or just trying to cross you the wrong way. Like for one, and it's crazy how how when you're young, like you consider yourself in your mind, you're already thinking like you make what you have out of penitentiary a lifestyle. Like you thinking like using penitentiary politics, like okay, of course you're separated. Like just even when we're in there, we had all the Mexicans sit over here, all the blacks over there. So in there, when I was new, I was actually new, so I didn't know. But as time went by, I had my own place where I sat. Like, hey, that's my spot.
Yeah,
I had sat at the Will's table with my dorm, but it was this Mexican guy. I sat in the spot, but I guess that's his spot. Everybody got the spot where they choose, or hey, nobody sits right here, so I sit. I
yeah,
didn't know that. I'm thinking he's just trying to be like an asshole, like just trying to pick one on me and see what's up. But like, hey, bro, can you get over quick? That's my spot. It wasn't his name, but you know how it goes. Like,
yeah,
hey, that's
yeah.
where I sit every day. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, hell no. I just kept eating. And then I heard him tell the next guy, like, hey, this bitch think I'm playing. Like, nah, nigga, that's my spot. And I said, yeah, I'm fucked up. I kept eating, so we're in the same dorm. He's like, all right, I'm gonna holler at you when we get to the dorm. So when we got to the dorm, he actually slept 3 bunks next to me, and there's this guy named John Hood. He was mixed with white and Mexican, but he was the coolest one out there, man. He'll fight his ass off like almost every other week. And I was talking to him. He was like, hey, that guy who actually said, I'll holler at you at dorm, he was like, I ain't trying to hold you in front of everybody, but you made me feel like a bitch because you knew, I'm telling you, the first time nicely, like, hey, that, over here we got where we sit at. But it'll be petty shit like that. Or,
Yeah.
and not just with me, but anybody else, like, people just trying to take abuse everybody as far as run over people like, hey, let me get that food that I'm scaring them. And some people actually get physical. So they're like, there's one incident in the dorm, it was a white guy, a white kid. They had one of the guys from the other side of the dorm came and took his pillows and his cover. And so the staff, some staff, they weren't shit. They let it slide. So and he actually tried to stood up for himself, man, and just got popped back down. And that actually made me feel like that. Like, man, just leave him alone. Let him sleep. Let him have his damn pillow. But it just be like small shit like that. And and occasionally they had like dorm searches, shakedowns.
Yeah.
One day, because remember I said I worked outside.
Yeah.
So I was sneak in. I was actually cool with the boss, the precinct guy who dropped us off. He'll put this sack by a trash can, which was by my dorm before we get searched. And I'll come back with like porno magazines, like the tobacco dip. And you know what K2 is? Like
K2?
the Serenity K2.
Duh, it's like
Like the smoke, like a
okay, okay.
synthetic
Yeah.
weed.
All right, all right.
So yeah, I remember one time he used to look out for us, man, and we had collected all these cans and shit, and we had bought us some K2. So anyways, I'll go back to the dorm and I'll sell like pieces of porno magazines or the dip to everybody. And sometimes I'll trade them at like, hey, when I'm at work, make my bunk or do my detail, or I want this off your tray, or I want your wine punch. We'll get wine punches at dinner time. So one day I had like 18 cans under my mattress, and they did a dorm search that day, and I actually got rolled up because they were thinking, how you say, taking them from people, like
Okay,
bullying
okay.
people. because I had 18 of them. They're like, why? But they also found my magazines too. They took those. Man, they actually found like a lot of lighters. They found a cell phone in one guy's bunk, hiding inside his mattress, and they found like a lot of lighters and weed and stuff. And then that's when they started, I guess, being more strict because the person that got the kid's phone they found, they had a number in the phone that was one of the workers. They called her, and I guess she thinking it was the kid because he used to knock her down. He used to knock her down in the laundry room, like because some of the cameras didn't work, or sometimes they'll turn them, and she thought it was him calling, but it was the actual fucking people up above in the office talking about, this is so and so, you're fired, no longer work here, and they try to put a case on her and shit. Yeah, there was a lot of shit going on over there.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So like, where did you guys keep your belongings? Like, were they in lockers or were they near your rack? Like, how did that work?
All right. So say we walk in the dorm. I mean, we had the biggest dorm. So dorm 5, it was 15 on the left and 15 on the right. No, wait, was it 15? No, it was 24 because it was bunk beds. We had bunk beds.
Yeah.
So there's 6 on this side, 6 on that side. So if you walk in, and then once you walk in, you got 2 little counter tables. That's where the staff would sit, monitoring the left side and the right side. And then they had a little office where they had phones and computer at. And but so on the right side, you got the restroom and the shower. The shower is wide open though. And then you had like 3 stalls. But before you hit the restroom, we got, like you said, locker. It's little cabinets.
Yeah.
So us 12 had 12 cabinets, and then whatever number your bunk is, you put that on there. And that's another thing. Like, if you see some of your shit missing and you don't say nothing, then that gives everybody an opportunity to go, oh, damn, he ain't say nothing the first day, or he ain't say nothing. He knows his shit's missing, and you don't go start asking around or call out on the dorm like, hey, I know somebody got my shit, you know what I'm saying? And that gives people the opportunity to be like, oh, he's a bitch, or he's scared, he ain't gonna say nothing.
So what happens with that? Like how do you, because in YA and Nellis, there was a particular way you handled that, and there was a particular way it was supposed to be set up, right? Like in Nellis, I'll give you an example. Like at least when I was there, like let's say if I were to take your shit, right? That's called bagging you up. So I'd go in your locker, I'd bag you up, boom.
Yeah.
And, when you walk in, I'm supposed to tell you, supposed to let it be known. Hey fool, I bagged your shit up, G. Like what you want to do, right? So it's like now it's on you. Like I did everything I was supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
But there was also cats who maybe weren't, like, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't let it be known. It's level as fuck to not let it be known. You're supposed to let it be known. But if there was for any reason somebody didn't let it be known, what has to happen is once you get bagged up, you like you said, you make the announcement. You be like, hey, check this shit out. Everything in my locker is missing. Whoever took my shit, fuck your dead shit. You know what I mean? Like, throw a blast out there. Like anyone who took your stuff, you're disrespecting their dead homies and their dead family. So now it's on them. They have to rush you, right? So it's like that's how it was back then.
At the place, at the place it's different from where I was at versus the actual like getting state school where all the long term sentences are.
Yeah.
They got, well, basically if somebody says, if it's doing it in front of you, of course, if you ain't gonna do nothing right then and there, or down here they call it like on bow. Like I got him on bow. That means like he's coming up off his stuff all the time. Or I'm about to put, like, say somebody new walked in the door, like, hey, I'm finna put you on bow. Like that means like if I say I want your shit off your tray or anything, like you gotta come up off that. So if they don't say nothing like that, or say somebody got hold, like say I took something from you in front of everybody, people like, oh, that ain't got bowed. You know, like just basically BOGO on somebody.
Yeah.
And he ain't got to say nothing about it. So if somebody took something out my locker, like you either gonna say, you gonna call it out to the dorm, or what you gonna do? Go ask people one by one? Or if not, like I said, then everybody's gonna be like, damn, somebody knows who took it. And if you don't say nothing, then be like, oh, he ain't say nothing, so everybody's just gonna take his stuff regardless. But I ain't never had that problem. Nobody never took nothing out my thing. Except for one time,
how do you
I was actually brushing my teeth though.
Yeah.
I had my toothpaste on the sink, and this black guy this. Like, I ain't had no problem, but he was trying to grab it, like to use it. I'm like, hold on. I was like, hold on, homeboy. I was like, you gotta ask me first. Like, I ain't tripping. But other than that, even small things like that, if you don't say nothing when he just grabs you, you know, you gotta let somebody ask you, like, can I eat balls and toothpaste? It's small shit like that.
So how do you force them to let it be known? Like, let's say, what's to stop them from taking your shit and not telling you?
You gotta fight.
No, but like, let's say if they don't made it, if they don't let it be known, like how do you get them to acknowledge that they
Then yeah, you gotta, because like I said, you're in the dorm, everybody can see you and hear you.
yeah.
So as far as something like that, man, you just gotta say, hey, whoever fuck took my shit, come on right now, what's up? If nobody steps up, then either now they scared or they're not scared. They gonna look like a punk if they don't.
Okay.
But like I seen an individual, he was at like Houston, because down there, a lot of Houston and Dallas people had conflict a lot. I guess like just a city thing. But I actually seen it talking about like whoever took my shit, y'all scary now. Basically calling them out like y'all scary now. Yeah, I'm right here. What y'all want to do? And then this black guy hopped off his bunk and they just got down right there. But usually that's how you would make your point. But it ain't like that for most people. I guess people scope and try to read certain people and who they could get over on, or who you know in there. You know what I'm saying? Who you cool
Yeah.
with. Because you got your certain people, I guess, would be more considered more stand up or more tougher. And then you got a little certain crowd, you know, that's kind of to themselves. They feel like they could get away with stuff trying to get over on them.
So out here in California, or at least in Nellis, when I was in Nellis, we had it set up so that if you were what we consider the case, like if you didn't have respect amongst the other wards, you weren't able to touch certain items. Like you couldn't touch
Yeah.
the TV, the microwave, the washing machine, the iron. Was it similar over there, or did everybody basically like was that not a case? Like did that?
Nah, they in certain state schools, yeah, that's a thing where I guess considered like a bitch or just like on bow, you know, they couldn't certain areas or I remember you said sometimes they had to sit on the floor, but down there they mainly in their cells. But when they're out on the dorm area or in like on I guess like a rec time or day room where they get to play dominoes and shit.
Yeah,
Nah, it wasn't really like considered like no case, but there's certain things that they couldn't do or touch, or people know that they're a bitch, or
yeah,
especially when it came to like child time, or you know they had them doing their details instead
yeah.
of them having to do because you get details assigned. So instead of them, they'll point it out to certain people to do them. Like, hey, do my detail. You know what I'm saying? But it's different on different state schools, man. Because on different state schools, depending on how long they got in there, uh, it's more and how long they've been there since they were young. If they been there since 13 and they ain't getting out to 19. Say they already been there 5 years versus somebody who barely went in there. You know, they're gonna have already got their way with the guards in there,
Yeah.
and they get away with a lot more. And that's when all the foul shit comes into play, like people preying on the other kids, like actually trying to abuse them
Yeah.
sexually and that shit. Yeah, but when I was in there, none of that shit happened, but it does happen in there.
So let me ask about the like the staff situation. So like in Nellis, it was dorms too. YTS was all fucking that was what you call it
Sales.
cells, yeah. But in Nellis,
Yeah.
it was dorm. So for you guys,
Yeah.
um in the dorm setting at night, what would happen in Nellis is they would have one staff member there. Boom, she would lock he or she would lock themselves in the little cage area, like the staff area. They would lock themselves there, their little office, and then they'd watch you. And if something went wrong, they'd pull the pin, and then security came. So that's when a lot of people would like to
Yeah.
get down because you have more time to get down, you have more time to kick it off. Anything that really happened, like where it's like, all right, we're gonna really do this shit. The
Yeah.
ideal time would be the nighttime because there's limited staff. How was
Yeah.
the nighttime over there for you guys?
That's crazy you say that because I almost forgot about that shit. Like you said, their self. Remember I told you they had their little office,
Yeah,
and then you can see on guys' windows, you can see all on the left, all on the right of the door. That's where they would do too at nighttime if they were short on ratio. So you know, I guess it's like actual one guard to could only watch like 12 kids, but if they're out of ratio because they're waiting on the other shift to come in, or if they're actually short and see that gives people time to throw down, or people really threw down whenever. But some, like I said, it depends who was working that Friday night. His name was Noki. It was 2 guards. They'll actually let people get down, or if somebody had a problem, they'll let them go box in the where the showers are at, because there's no cameras over there.
Yeah.
And they'll let them throw down like that. But as far as people want to pop it off, it don't matter what time, or really they'll just do it. But on Friday nights, there's a thing, because remember I said we were like on a campus.
Yeah.
So there's people be called they'll be called considered AWOL, just giving the guards a hard time running off out the area. Because
Yeah.
there's dorm 5, 4, there's 5 dorms, and behind our dorm was the gym, which is not a far walk at all. And then we had like a little field, kind of like a small football field. But you consider AWOL if you run off. Or people actually well, like a big fight happened, I think it was dorm 3 and 4. Like the dorms are not far from each other either. They're considered AWOL, where they actually just ran up out the compound right there.
Yeah.
Because it's not just where you can run away from there. It's fenced around, but we're on the little campus. We're in dorms. We're not in the cell. So they actually had a big fight, broke out there. That's considered AWOL and shit like that. And it was co-ed. I forgot to mention the place I was at. The girls had 3 dorms. They had 3 girls, but they're like kind of a little distance, good walking distance. But there were women there too.
Yeah.
At that trade center. So there would be a lot of stuff where kids would go AWOL, and they'll end up trying to run all the way to the girls' dorm, or the girl would go AWOL too, and they're in some cases end up messing around.
Also, they would end up seeing each other.
Yeah, and they would actually like run somewhere. I never went AWOL, but I hear people telling me like they went like behind like the schoolhouse or somewhere, because when they're AWOL, they're out looking for them like all on the campus. So some people get caught, but that has happened a few times. But they took the co-ed out though. They took the girls out though. They're in their own dorms, but they took that out. I think it's just number males now.
So you
Because they
did.
closed all the TYCs for the girls too.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's where they took that out. Because there's no more.
Where do they go now?
I'm not sure where they go now, but I know they took all those out. There's only male TYCs.
So you did your 11 months there, and then what happened at the end of that?
Well, I was supposed to get out in 9, but I ended up getting in trouble. So 9, 10, I had get like 3 more. I ended up staying 3 more extra months.
Yeah.
Just for like fights. Because like I said, you like you provide. It depends who your probation officer, parole officer is. They can either be like, "Hey, you need to just chill out," or they could pull you out like right before you say you got like 1 month left. You get into a big fight. Because I seen it happen. He was actually from Waco. His name was Terrell Edwards. He had been there like almost a year. He was finna get ready to go home, and I guess he pushed his limits because he already been through a lot of fights, a lot of shit. He got caught up a lot, and he had one fight. I was new there, and we had the same parole officer, and they came and got him out, and then they sent him back to TYC.
Damn.
Like he was already finna get out of this place, then they sent him back to TYC. But after that, I got out, and after that I got out. So I got my first job at Cargill Meat Solution.
Yeah.
I was a sanitation worker. I go in overnight and wash it with the power hose, man. So when I got out, a lot of people thought I was a little older, or I guess just more mature. Because like it been like that even since I was a teenager. Because I was, like I said, always in and out.
Yeah.
I was locked up as a kid, and I never went to school. But the way I carried myself, people thought I was older. So when I got out, I just really hit the ground, man, and started changing my whole life. I got my first apartment for me and my wife. Then we had my first child around that time, and ever since then, I got out in 2012. So ever since 2012, man, I ain't never been back. Well, I've been to jail like one time, but that was like for public intoxication. But I ain't been to jail.
Yeah.
Like, you know how versus everybody, I see a lot of people like constantly going in and out, in and out. Like, you know, I got too much to lose to be doing that. Like, I kind of got that all out of my system when I was younger, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not because I intentionally did it, but like versus I see a lot of people go in and out. Like, man, I already did all that when I was younger. Like, you know, it's something I got too much to lose now, you know what I'm saying?
What the trip is that you said in the beginning that you didn't really have a strong family unit. That wasn't something that you were even interested in. you're
Yeah.
with boys, but now you say like it's you, your wife, and your kids.
Yeah, I got four kids.
How did you get to that point where you wanted, or did you had that strong? Did you think you always wanted that strong family unit? It wasn't available to you, or do you think
Yeah.
you kind of found it and then you found love with it?
Well, I guess all the problems that I thought I didn't cared about really hit me. I guess when I got out as an older, because when I got out, that's when I actually. Because even when I was in there last time, like I ain't see like I think my mom came visit me twice, but I didn't really care though. Like I told her it's a far drive, so I was like, I said y'all don't have to come in. It's all right. Or yeah, I think my dad only came once. But anyway, so when I got out, that's when I started trying to build a relationship again with my father.
Yeah.
Like slowly, and then especially when I found out my wife was pregnant. See, I was working. We had a one-bedroom apartment. So I guess when he was born, or family born, I tried to start building with my father so he could at least get to know his grandson and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I could say now that I did want a family structure or family be with family time because that's what matters now. But back then, I didn't actually think that, and some issues that I would have, I guess it would come from like not having that bond with my father. You know what I'm saying?
That's a trip.
Yeah.
So, what are you up to now? What are you doing nowadays?
Right now, I've been a licensed barber for 5 years now. See, after I was out, had my first job, then I went to this place called Caterpillar. It was a warehouse. I was
Yeah.
there for like 2 years. One day I was on break, and I was like, man, I need to figure out something like I mean, I was getting paid good money there, but I wanted something more in life, like something to teach my kids or something to show my son, my firstborn, first two. By the time then I had two boys already. So one day I went to Walmart and bought some clippers on break, some clippers from Walmart, and I just started trying to practice cutting hair, man. I made a business card saying first haircut's free, second time's $5. But
Yeah.
I'll be real with them, like when they send them, like, I just started, you know what I'm saying? But I just kept it going. Whatever cut I took, whether it looked good or not, I'll post it like on Facebook. And for a minute, like I wasn't getting as much practice on people, but I just try to stay consistent with it, man. And I signed up for barber school, and then I ended up getting fired from my job. True story. Sounds funny, but I got fired on my day off.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Let me tell you, because I'm already on my last point,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I signed up for overtime for Saturday morning, because but I guess I left in time to see if my name was on the list, because at that time they're only selecting a few, trying to make it fair for everybody.
Yeah.
And we had to be there like at 6 a.m. And I woke up late, and I knew that was my last point, but me thinking like, man, let me just give some effort and still go. So I went and clocked in, and the manager for that shift, because their rules is if you're not on the list, it's supposed to send you home.
Yeah.
But see, him thinking he did me a favor, he let me stay and log me in the system. But I wasn't supposed to be there. So when I'm already logged in the system, it shows that I'm late. So when I came back to work Monday, worked the full day, and then Tuesday before my shift started, they called me and said, you terminated, you can't come back. I was like, damn, you serious? And so if I would have just like laid on my couch and slept in, like fuck it, I'm already finna fired anyways, I would have a job. I would have kept my job, but me going trying, that actually got me fired.
Damn.
That's what gave me a push to be go full time to barber school, because I had that mentality like that'll be like the last time somebody will fire me.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah.
I'll be self-employed, and ever since then I've been cutting hair, been a full-time barber.
Oh yeah. Tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, so I got Around the Way TV. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe, check me out. So I started off as based off of TYC with Texas Juvenile Prison Stories. And I wrote in the prison stories due to the fact that everybody that I interviewed was was in there for murder or sentenced for a long time, or they just never completed TYC. So they end up getting transferred to prison from there.
Yeah.
And then that wrote in the prison their story. So that's how I do prison stories, but I still keep it based. Like I do TYC stories, Texas Youth Prison Stories too. So a lot of people that I linked up with when I started the channel, I'm not sure if a lot of people know that Charles the white guy. Well, a lot of people I interviewed were in there for murder, so they all kind of knew each other, and they're like, "Hey, you should hit up homeboy or hit up him," and they all kind of just linked, and that's where I'm at from now. And it's been like going on 8 months already that I have my channel, and I'm like 1,060 subs in right now.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
And so right now that I got a different audience, I'm just trying to bring different content to the table as far as interviewing certain music artists or testimonies or just anything in general that I think is positive or somebody got something going, but I'm still keeping it TYC based and prison stories, but every now and then I'm bringing other stuff to the channel.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, we'll have the link in the description.
Okay.
So yeah, before we wrap it up, is there anything else you wanted to add?
I just want to say y'all can hit me up on Instagram on Rudy Rey 2547, and make sure y'all go check out all the content of the TYC stories and the prison stories, and make sure y'all check out the very first one I did with Credible Javier. We spoke on CYA. I think that was maybe my 5th interview, bro.
Oh shit, that's
on my channels when I reached out to you because I said I was watching your channel. I was like CYA. Cause I was real watching. I was like, damn, that's not. It's a little bit more raw down there than in the Texas youth prisons in Texas. So that's what. Cause I was at that time I was trying to map down and get down a strategy cause ain't nobody in Texas that's doing the Texas TYC prison. They doing prison stories, but not the kid prison stories.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of mapping out stuff before I did it. So I could honestly say that I am right now the only one doing the TYC stories, the juvenile prison stories. But only reason I got into that is because I came across your channel too for watching CYA. And I'm like, damn, I said, they're doing this too. I said, we need to get the Texas juvenile system stories out because there's a lot of shit that's not spoke upon and people don't know how it is. So the kids can actually know from an individual that I'm interviewing that they've been down there, that's not a place that they want to go, at all.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how that came about. So I appreciate you for all the love too, bro.
Oh no, I appreciate you, G. Much love. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make sure we have the link in the description. So go ahead and make sure you guys click on that, subscribe to the homie's channel. And with that, we out. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.